Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, Jay Briggs here. Finna run it through one more time, man. We got a nice ass card on a Wednesday, man. Let's try to make some money tonight. We're gonna hop right in, man. We ain't gonna waste nobody's time, man. We're just gonna hop right in. Let's make some money today. First game, we got the Hawks on the road, facing the Wizards. I still like the Hawks in this one, man. Laying the 3. Really important game for both teams. As we go look at the standings, Hawks in the Hawks are in the 8th seed, Wizards in the 10th seed. The Bulls right on the Wizards' heels. Toronto got the same amount of wins as Atlanta, man. Both teams really need this one. I do lean Hawks, though. I think the Hawks are the better team right now, currently constructed. I know they got a new coach and all that, but I do think the Hawks come out to hoop on the road. I know they've lost, 5 straight road games have the Hawks. Should be a get right spot for them out on the road, man. I'm leaning Hawks in that first matchup. Injury report clean for the Hawks. Nobody's injured. Monte Morris is a game time decision for the Washington Wizards, the only guy on the report for this game. So pretty clean injury report, man. I think the line's right where it should be. Hawks laying the 3. I did not like what I saw from Washington yesterday, man, at all. Kyle Kuzma, that fadeaway 3, that look away 3 was awful, man. And that pretty much summed up the Washington Wizards. Barely covering yesterday against the Pistons, who were sitting everybody a 3-point win for the Hawks. I did not like that, man. I do think that the Atlanta Hawks can come in here and get right on the road. Lean Hawks in that first matchup, man. We head out to our second one. We have the Trailblazers on the road facing the Celtics. Line is still 10. It's hung there all day. Interesting game, man. The Celtics have lost 4 or 5. They have not been hooping. The Blazers, they just won 2 games out on the road against Orlando, 122-119, and Detroit, 110-104. Failed to cover in the last one against Detroit. We're covering the entire game, and then Detroit came and got that backdoor cover by the hook. I'm going to be honest, man. Me personally, I'm calling for the bounce back spot today for the Boston Celtics, man. I think they whoop the Portland Trail Blazers today, quite honestly. I think it's going to be a wire-to-wire ass kicking. It's just how I see it, man. I think the Celtics get right today on their home floor. It's only so long we can keep poking the bear. Let's not act like the Celtics are not the same team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year and made it to the finals, man. I do think that the Celtics bounce back today on their home floor. I know they've lost 4 or 5. They've played some really quality opponents, just lost out on the road to Cleveland without Tatum in a game they probably should have won, man. Grant Williams hit 2 free throws. We're having a different conversation. They were 5-point underdogs. They should have won that game outright. Grant Williams missed 2 free throws with 0 seconds on the clock. That was terrible. But I think they bounced back today at home. The game before that, they should have beat the Knicks in that one in a bounce back spot. In that one, went to double overtime. They just couldn't do it. And then that game against the Nets, they were up 27 before they blew that lead, man, and lost by 10. I'm telling y'all, I really firmly believe it's a bounce back spot for the Celtics today. I think they wire to wire beat up on Portland today. Is just how I see it, man. I think it's a huge bounce back spot for the Celtics in that one. In our next one, we head out to Miami, and of course, we're fading Miami, man. Let's lay the points with the Cleveland Cavaliers. This line had fell to 2.5. I think we're pretty safe up to maybe even 4. That's probably the best I would lay with Cleveland in this one. I do think they win the game for sure. And then laying less than 3, which is a bucket, man, I'm laying the points with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We look at the injury report for this one. Nobody on there for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Clean injury report. Kyle Lowry still out for the Heat. And Kevin Love is a game-time decision. The Cavs, they've won 3 or 4, man. Just beat the Celtics in a comeback win, man. What a comeback it was. I didn't think they were going to get it done late in that game. They did come back, win it. Didn't cover, but they did win the basketball game. They beat up on Detroit the game before that at home. Lost on the road to Boston the game before that and beat up on Toronto at home. But it really comes down to Miami, man, for me in this one. They failed to cover in their last one. They probably should have. DeJounte Murray shot at the buzzer. But they've won back-to-back home games. They lost the 2 previous between to the Philadelphia 76ers and the New York Knicks. This is what I'll say about this game. We're fading the Heat, of course, but they lost at home to Philadelphia, a team that's better than them. They lost at home to the New York Knicks, a team that's better than them currently. I would say Atlanta. I know they won back-to-back games against Atlanta, but I would say that Atlanta and Miami are pretty much in that same boat right now. Like they're pretty much kind of like the same team. Um, like I really wouldn't give an edge either way. If those two games were in Atlanta, Atlanta will probably win those two games, is what I'm saying. Cleveland is on another level than Miami this season. And I know that's crazy because Miami was the number one seed last year, but they're not hooping like that this year. And Cleveland's defense is on another level. I think the Twin Towers show up tonight, and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. I think Donovan Mitchell has a huge game. And I like Cleveland in that one, man. I do think they go into Miami and win this one. Cleveland won the first meeting in Cleveland, won 13-87 in dominant fashion. Miami did win the last meeting, 100-97 on the 31st of January. I think Cleveland repays the favor in this one. I think Miami drops this one on their home floor. They play again on Friday. I'm 9 times out of 10 taking Cleveland again in that one. I want to watch this one to really see what's going on. So we have a little slight edge on Friday. We'll see. But I am leaning Cleveland in this one. I also kind of lean under. I don't give out a whole lot of totals, but I also do kind of lean under in this basketball game, man. Both teams, their pace, they're not the highest paced teams in the league. Both, when you think of these two teams, you think kind of defensive teams. So I do kind of lean under in this game. I don't always give out totals, but this one kind of did jump off the page to me. We head out to our next one. We're in New Orleans in this one. We got my Mavs laying 2. This is what I was saying about this game, man. This morning, I said I wasn't going to bet it. As the day progressed, I did bet my Mavs, man. I think we win the basketball game. I do. I do have some concern that Luka might just sit out of the nowhere, man. I do have concern because he has been pretty banged up. He hasn't warmed up like really in the 2 previous games. He sat some of these back-to-backs this season. He played last night, so there's a chance my guy might sit, man. I just wanted to tell y'all that. But if everybody goes, man, I do think the Mavs win this basketball game. The Pelicans, they're still in the thick of things, man, but they're not hooping right now, man. They're just not. They've lost 4 of their last 5. I know 4 of the last 5 are out on the road, but I still have not liked what I've seen from the Pelicans, man. Did not even keep it competitive with Sacramento in the last one like I thought they were. They got hammered 123-108. Golden State put it to them 108-99. They did get a win against Portland, but I would say them and Portland are 2 pretty even teams. When they're facing a team that's just better than them, the Pelicans right now, they're just not hooping. Lost at home to Orlando, 101-93. Got absolutely took behind the shed by the New York Knicks, 128-106. I have not liked what I've seen from this Pelicans team, man. My Mavs, we're not laying 6 or 7 like we usually are, man, as they are the second worst covered team in the NBA, just barely above the Miami Heat, the worst covered team in the NBA. But I think they win this basketball game, man. Like I said, we're not laying a huge number. The Mavs are up in this season series 2-1. They won the last 2. The last 2 both were in Dallas. The Pelicans won the first one in New Orleans, 113-111. It was really early in the season. So interesting game. The Pelicans could bite back in this one, man, as they are playing for their entire season. Let's look at the Western Conference standings, man. Y'all really need to look at the Western Conference standings, man. It is tough over there, man. So the Pelicans are currently in that 10th spot right now in the Western Conference the Western Conference playoffs. So and at that 10th spot, man, but they're dead tied with OKC and Portland for that 10th spot, 1 game below the Lakers for the 9th spot, man. So it's a tough spot for them, man. They got to start stacking some wins or they're not even going to make the play-in. So, and first game back, man, they need to get themselves a win, man. The Pelicans do, but so do the Mavs because the Mavs are currently in that 5th seed, really, but tied same record with Golden State, who's the 6th seed. Really tied same record with the West is kind of crazy. Hey, I would really say 4 through 8 is separated by a game, to be honest. 5 through 8 for sure. But Phoenix, I wouldn't say they're just too far gone with 2 games above. And then right above them is only 2 games above them is Memphis and Sacramento. Memphis due for some regression with no John Morant for some time. It was looking like Sacramento might have that 2nd seed kind of sewed up. We'll see if they can continue keep it rolling. Phoenix might be able to catch somebody. The West is tough right now. Golden State, if they have enough home games, they might be able to make some noise. Ooh, the Clippers, are they going to continue to be terrible? Are the Lakers, who've been playing good defense, gonna make some noise, man. It's an interesting Western Conference, man. We got a hell of a route, man, to close out this season. I can't wait to continue breaking it down with you guys, man. Let's hop back in the schedule. We got the Nuggets laying 9 on the Bulls tonight. I do lean Nuggets, man. I mean, y'all know the golden rule. We don't fade the Nuggets on their home floor. We just don't do it. I will say Michael Porter Jr. is a game time decision. And I still think the Nuggets probably lay this 9, man. We've already seen them hammer the Bulls once this season, 126-103. That game was in Chicago. That was early in the season on the 13th of November, but Chicago just lost at home to Indiana 125-122. They got absolutely hammered by a better team in the Phoenix Suns at home, 125-104. I definitely think they can get hammered on the road against the Nuggets. Jokic trip dub. I can see it, man. I can see it. I definitely can see Jokic getting a trip dub, man, especially with all the chatter, man. Everybody saying he doesn't deserve the MVP. I'm not one of those, man. I'm one of those guys that show me somebody who's having a better season than Nikola Jokic. I don't know what more y'all want from the guy, man. Number 1 seed in the Western Conference. Dude's damn near averaging a triple-double, man. He's the MVP. He needs some playoff success. Yes, he needs some playoff success, but it's a regular season award and the regular season numbers, man. You can't argue with him. Jokic is out here hooping. I could definitely see my guy getting a trip dub tonight in a huge win over the most inconsistent team in the NBA, the Chicago Bulls. I told y'all coming out of the All-Star break, I was looking to fade Chicago. They've now lost 3 of their last 4. I think they make it 4 of their last 5. I'm taking the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets could hammer them pretty good in that one. Double-digit win for the Nuggets in that one. We look at it, our next one, we got the Thunder Buddies getting 13.5 against the Suns, and I'm grabbing the 13.5 with the Thunder Buddies, man. Josh Giddey trip dub. Now, that one, we're pushing it a little bit, man. Could he do it? Yes, he could, man. What did he have, 17 and 17 in his last one? I don't know how many rebounds he had off the top of my head, but I know he had a huge game in his last one last night against the what was I finna say? Against the who they play last night? The Warriors. That's who they played last night. The Warriors continue to be terrible out on the road, man. I've only won 6 games out there all season. 6 games on the road all season, the Golden State Warriors, man. Tough spot. You said I've been taking all the favorites, man. It just happens that way sometimes. I'm not taking them in this one, though. In this one right here, I'm taking the Thunder Buddies, the cover buddies, the best cover team in the NBA plus the points. I know no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander tonight. He will not play. Jalen Williams will not play either, but laying 13.5 is crazy. Can the Suns blow out this Oklahoma City team? Yes, for sure they could. Josh Giddey double-double plus 105. I like that. I like that a lot, to be honest. I like that. But yeah, the Thunder Buddies. I know 13.5 is a lot, man, but I think they cover it, man. They're still the best cover team in the NBA. 38, 24, and 3 ATS have covered in 61.3% of their games. We just seen them beat Golden State yesterday. I know they're coming off of a lot of home games in a row. I think they just played either 5 or 6 straight home games. And we have seen the Suns beat up on them. The Suns beat up on them on the 24th of February, 124-115 in Phoenix. But I think some momentum carries over and they can keep this one close, man. I think the Suns possibly do win this one pretty convincingly, but I think a convincing win is also 8 to 9 points. 10, 11 points even is a convincing win. Laying 14 is not a place I want to be, especially not against, like I keep telling y'all, the best covered team in the NBA in the Thunder Buddies, man. And without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the lineup, with Durant and the momentum that the Suns are having right now, I think this line is super overinflated. I think we're getting a good number with the Thunder Buddies, man. I'm going to grab the points with them, man. I've been grabbing the points with them all season. I know a lot of people, this is not a sexy team. This is not a team that people like betting. They don't have a lot of star power. This is not a team that's on TV. This is a team that does cover spreads, man. This is a team that does make money, man. I like the Thunder Buddies to cover that line in that one. In our final matchup of the night, we got the Raptors on the road facing the Clips. Raptors, it's a terrible spot for them, quite honestly. 5th road game in their last 6 games. I think the Clips finally get some positive momentum rolling, as they did beat Grizzlies in the last one. Did not cover 135-129. Did not cover. The line has moved down to 2.5. I think you're still pretty okay at that 3.5 though, but I lean Clippers winning this game. I would lay the 2.5 as it's only a bucket. I can see them winning this one. They won the first meeting this season against the Raptors, 124-113 on the 27th of December. It was in Toronto. I can't bet Clips, bro. The Raps is strong, dog. They are. I know. The Clips, and they've been terrible. They've lost 4 of their last 5. But in that same breath, man, and I know they've played a lot of the road games, but they've been in California. Like, they're not really leaving California for a good bit. The Clippers. They played Golden State, Sacramento, played at home against the Memphis Grizzlies, and I think when we go look at it, I think it's even more. So, like, they're pretty comfortable. They play the Knicks at home in their next one, then they play the Warriors at home, then they play the Magic, then they finally leave and go play the Blazers, but then they come right back home, play the Thunder twice, then play the Pelicans, then play the Bulls. Like, they're finna be at home for a minute. And I think we see the Clippers trying to stack some wins here, trying to improve their seeding in the Western Conference. And I think it starts tonight against the Toronto Raptors, man. It's just a bad spot. Like I said, 5th road game in their last 6 games. It's not a spot I want to be, especially not with the Raptors. The Raptors on the road, 14-19 ATS. The Raptors need to win some games too, though. I'm with you, man, as they're in that 9th spot in the Eastern Conference. They're right there, dead even with the Hawks, tied, trying to keep pace in that play-in. So it's going to be interesting, man. The Clips are in the 8th seed right now in the Western Conference. Minnesota's in that 7th seed. They got the same record, though. But they got the same record, really, as the Mavs, who's in the 5th, Golden State in the 6th, Minnesota in the 7th, Clippers in the 8th. It's tight West, man. Clippers got to start getting some wins. I do think they get this one tonight on their home floor over the Toronto Raptors. So that's the whole card, man. I really haven't wavered. I do like a lot of favorites tonight. I usually don't like when I do that, but I just run through the games and tell you how I'm feeling in them. I don't really look at board correlation. I just look at the game, man. We've seen all favorites before. We've seen all underdogs before. It just happens, man. So I just run through it, tell you how I'm feeling, tell you what I see, and that's how I'm feeling. So can I cook up a quick parlay for y'all? Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go a quick 3-teamer. Cavs, because we love fading the Heat, man. Y'all know we love fading the Heat, bro. I already put that one in. Let's go bounce back Clips, man. Come on, Clips. Get this one done at home tonight. Y'all need this win. We're fading the Raptors on the road. Heat, Clips. Y'all not going to love it, bro. But we're going to grab the points with the Thunder Buddies, man. I love the Thunder Buddies, the cover buddies, the best cover team in the NBA. So, quick 3-team parlay, man. We're just going to go Heat getting beat. No. We're going to go Cleveland beating the Miami Heat. We're going to go Thunder Buddies plus the points, and we're going to go Clips laying the points. I think that's a pretty good place to be in a little 3-teamer. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs, man. Let's make some money tonight, man. I apologize for that Timberwolves yesterday, bro. I don't know what I was thinking. They're the house of disappointment. Happens. We'll bounce back today on that $15 play. You can scoop it up over at Pig Dogs Premium, man. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. I'll see y'all later. No, I'm not on the drive-thru today, but I will see y'all tomorrow morning. So let's make some money today, and I'm out. Peace.